This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, you're good to go.
All right, here we have a regular session of the Parks and Recreation Committee of the City of Bisbee, County of Cochise, and State of Arizona. Yoo-hoo! Blue State, Arizona. To be held on Tuesday, November 10th at 5:30, and I'm calling this to order at 5:38. Okay, roll call. Kaylin Cummins here, Jane Gaffer.
Yeah.
Bill Bailey.
Here.
Sarah Curtis. Here. Marcia Mayer. I think she's here.
He's
Jen
here.
Hansen. Here. And Jesus Huddle.
I am here.
Okay, let me get to old business. Yeah, it's all for you, Jesus. What's going on with the pool?
Pool. Pool looks like it's in good shape. We're just right now maintaining it. I pass by it at least weekly, and it looks like in good shape. I've been mentioning that we are, since we did not open, and we waited until now November, so we didn't open. So the plan was to utilize those funds that we were going to use for our lifeguards to try and redo our deck, and that's still the plan. So we're going to start working on that here during the winter time. Hopefully, early spring, we can have that done, and we'll have a new deck. It's not going to be something. At least my plan is not to do something where it's just a patch. I want to a new deck on the big pool. So we'll start looking into that, and hopefully we can. Next time we'll have maybe some numbers so we can start talking about.
Great. So Joan, maybe you have a sense. Do you think that now that we know more about coronavirus, that by next June, hopefully numbers are way down again, that the council will feel more comfortable hiring guards and opening?
I really don't have a feel for that at all. It's really going to depend on where we're at that time. It's looking a lot better with a possible vaccine and sometime in the spring. So it's really just going to depend what it really looks like.
Yeah. Okay. Any other
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, me too. Oof, missed it so much. Any other information or discussion about the pool?
I had one question. Is the top on the pool or the cover?
It is not covered right now. We can start working on that now that it's starting to get. We've had a couple of days where it's getting close to freezing, so
right.
We'll start. I will direct our parks department to start working on winterizing, and we can be ready for that.
With the wind and everything, it just keeps all that debris out of there.
Sure.
Can we say something about the exercise, the new exercise thing, or is that?
It's
on the agenda.
Bill, it's on the agenda. So Jesus, is this the canvas cover that you're talking about? Or the solar cover?
The solar cover is probably what we want to do. I mean, it would help it from freezing. I mean, if it gets cold enough, it's going to freeze. But that should warm it up a little enough to keep it from freezing.
But it'll blow off.
Well, we'll do our best to make sure that it doesn't blow off. We don't want that.
Okay. All right. Okay, so my next on the agenda is the basketball court on Melody Lane and the Higgins Park basketball court. You again, Jesus.
It's done. It's done. It's striped. It's all done. So I thought it came out really well.
It looks good.
Good. So
our streets department went out and did striping on that. We did utilize our street striper to do that, and then the parks department did the rest of that. So I think it came out well. I hope that people are using it and enjoying it.
Good. Yeah, there should be. So as I look at the basketball court on Higgins Park, it just seems like I could go out there if I had some of that special paint and stop the cracks from getting bigger? Does that
Well,
seem?
no, the cracks are the concrete. Paint is not going to stop that, and concrete is not going to stop that. It's the earth that's moving. So really, the only thing that we could do is do something like they do with what we do with streets when we have cracks in those. Essentially, what you do is you route them out, make them more defined, and then fill them back in with material. We could do that.
It does get a lot of use. There are people there almost every day.
Sure. Sure.
So I would be glad to help with that. Okay, should we move to the fitness center at Higgins Park? When?
When?
Has anybody heard when?
It's done. It's done there.
Right. But we're going to take away the fence.
Fencing. So, my understanding that they're looking at removing the fencing here in like 3 weeks. We also have to, maybe a little bit sooner than that, because we did have to make some modifications to the irrigation, so we're going to have to start doing that. So it's looking that they want to remove that. I can, if that's your all wishes, I can try to have that moved up a little bit.
I guess I thought Cynthia wanted to have a big grand opening.
Yes, I will tell you that it's not anybody's decision but the city, and the Parks and Recreation Committee can suggest such. So if you all want, and that's what I'm asking is do you all want to wait, or should I start pushing and get it open?
Seems like it's ready to me.
I think we should open it. And we're really not supposed to gather in groups, so we don't, I mean, this isn't the time to have a grand opening of anything, to me.
Okay. It could be opened and then have a grand opening later, or something. I drove up there the other day. It looked terrific.
Good enough. I think I'm hearing some suggestions. It's not a vote, so good enough. I think I have a good. I think I'm directed to or suggested to do something. So I will do it.
Could I make just one negative comment? But maybe it's not negative to some of you. But I thought that blue paint is awfully garish. I thought. That is fluorescent blue. I was kind of shocked at how, and I don't know, maybe you get older, you get picky like this, but I mean, the plate looked great, but I thought whoever made that color, I thought it would have been a subtle green or something. It's a very vibrant blue.
It's not subtle.
Than the pool house itself.
I think that's their standard colors for that.
Do I have to get used to it?
Maybe. The sun might help you out here in a few months.
Yeah, right.
To dull it down.
Glow in the dark?
No, it would be nice.
No.
That was a serious question. I mean,
No, it's glow in the dark.
exercise in the dark. I thought maybe that's why it was such a harsh blue.
Well, they stay on until 8 o'clock up there, is my understanding, on the signs that were up there.
The bathrooms are now open every day until 8 o'clock, which surprises me, but no vandalism yet, Jesus?
No, we haven't had anything there. Not yet. Nobody's told me anything. I know that, we definitely had a lot of, I know it's kind of not, I didn't see, is it on there?
Yes.
It is?
Bathrooms.
Okay.
Well, Higgins Park there.
Higgins Park benches. Either way, we haven't had any issues, and we did have a lot of requests for that for a porta potty, and we thought, well, why would we do that when we have bathrooms there? As long as we secure them, the rest of the facility. So hopefully it works out. We can definitely keep an eye on it and make sure
When I was up there yesterday, the pool doors were open, but there's no sign indicating that there's restrooms.
Okay.
Other than the boy and girl, man and woman thing on the doors, but there's no restrooms open. It seems like if you want people to use them, you have to kind of promote it. That's why probably thinking there should be porta potties, because
that's something I think.
You think, well, where would you go to the restroom? So
good. I thank you for the suggestion. That's something we can take care of.
And I noticed that the porta potty in Garfield has had a chain on it for months.
It's open now. It must have within the last week and a half. We've unlocked it. We've restored the service to it. So yes, it's
Where
open.
is it located? The porta potty.
Garfield Park.
Oh, Garfield.
Oh, Higgins Park does not have one.
That was Marcia. That was Hi, Marcia.
I got one thing working.
No,
Okay.
we did not put a porta potty at Higgins Park. What we did was we opened the pool facility, but secured the rest of the facility so you can only go into the restrooms. There are locks so that you can't get inside the pool, you can't get inside the office area. And we'll definitely we'll keep an eye on it and make sure that there is no vandalism or camping out in there, for lack of a better term.
I agree. Some kind of sign that there is a restroom available in the park would be good.
Yep.
That's something we can do.
Okay. Okay. Anything else on the fitness center in Higgins Park? Although next one is the benches at Higgins. So I talked to Donna Pulling. She really likes those benches at Higgins Park, and I thought that the ones in Grassy Park had been reconditioned, ones like those metal strips, but I think they're new and they're somewhat more comfortable. Do you think it's possible, Jesus, to rebend those benches in Higgins Park and make them?
I can look at it. I'll look at those. So we want to look at reconditioning the benches.
Yeah, they're somewhat bent. I think they're pretty uncomfortable no matter what, but some people like them. And those are the. And then, do you have an approved bench that the Public Works would recommends if somebody wants to buy a bench?
No. If so, you're suggesting somebody donate something?
Yeah, a new bench. Yeah.
that's a great idea.
So the process.
Recognition. This bench donated in memory of, or something.
I think that would be a good idea. The process for that would be that, and this is, since we have a Parks and Rec committee, I would suggest that somebody wanted to, we put it on the agenda. This person wants to donate, or group wants to donate. You all say, yes, that's a great idea. Let's place it in such and such park. And then I take it to the city council. The city council's got to accept the donation. And I'm sure the park bench, it's not going to be an issue.
I looked into it because I'm interested, and they started about $500 is what I saw.
So,
those ones that are pretty substantial.
In a lot of parks I've been to, they have the memorial bench of recognizing certain people in the town. It's great.
Yeah.
So,
we're not doing that. Yeah, as a teacher and a principal at Bisbee High, the bench would just be vandalized.
Oh.
Yeah, so I would suggest if like, again, a group or a person, individual wants to do that, we can put it on there, and then we would just want like what you're going to donate. So if you could get like some specifications on it, some pictures, it's, and I think that would probably go over fairly well.
And then Public Works could install it.
Yes, absolutely. That's kind of where I would say that if we take it to council, I'd say they want to donate, we'll install it, once we install it, then again, we'll maintain it throughout its life. That's kind of the point of going to council. So that way, people say, hey, I put that there, you take care of it. No, we accept it and accept the responsibility of maintaining it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At Safeway, the new bus kiosk, is that what we call it? And I've noticed that you put up the mask banner on the back of it, and it has blown off about halfway. So my suggestion, and I've done it before, is to put a bulletin board on the back of that kiosk. And I don't think there's any money left over or materials left over from the bulletin board from Vista. But all it takes is a piece of plywood and to frame it. Is that something that the city could do without
You're looking
fundraiser?
For some sort of bulletin board on the bus, the bus shelter.
Yeah, on the back of it, facing the front door of Safeway.
Yeah. Let me look at what we could do. We're kind of cross committing now because that our transport our TAC committee, which actually we have a meeting next week. If it's not too late, maybe I can add that and say that you all are suggesting we do something like that.
Okay, is that a good idea?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. Okay, back to Higgins Park. The driveway into the pool and the loop around. So many more people are driving that through because they don't know how to make a 3-point turn at the end of Key Street, or they're playing pickleball and they want to park on the other side of the park, kind of in front of the pool building. So the dust is incredible. Your car, if you leave your car out in 3 days, it's just covered with dust. That it's gotten so fine with so much traffic there. I'm hoping you can pave it.
So we did get basically a donation from Bisbee Vogue and KE&G. They want to donate 50 tons, I believe it's 50 tons of asphalt, so that we could apply it there. The problem with that is that the amount that they want to donate will only go down to basically the curve. So from the entrance to the curve. So we'd end up having to pay for the rest of it. We will gladly, I think it's a great idea. We'd gladly accept something that kind of donation so we could do that. We just aren't ready to having to pay for the rest of it.
How much 50 tons? Do you know how much 50 tons of asphalt costs?
I can look at what it is. I don't know offhand. Let me see if I can do a quick. 86. I think it's, in fact, I know what it is. I think it's like $86 a ton. So if we 50 tons, we probably need double that. So another 100 times
4,300.
Yeah. So we're looking at another, maybe $6,000 to finish that off around the corner. So
what about gravel?
Excuse me?
What about the option of putting a lot of gravel down to stop the dust?
That's an option too. We definitely can look at that. I would say that if we're getting that donation, my plan was to let KE&G know that we aren't quite ready for that. First off, it's kind of cold for us to be paving right now, hoping that we still can get maybe an extra week or so, but I'm not quite sure that it's going to warm up enough for us long enough. So it might be something that we do in the spring. We'll take that, and then we can apply that extra money. But again, it'll be about $6,000 for us to finish off that. We can do it in-house for sure. and the 50 tons that they're going to be providing helps definitely a lot. But that's where we're at with that. I would say that it would look nice for us to do that. I think it's a good deal. And if we come down to, if we do it in the springtime, we're getting close to the end of our budget year, and then I can look at our budgets and see if we can squeeze that into the end of the year.
Okay, thank you.
What are you feeling,
yeah.
Lynn, about gravel?
The gravel doesn't bother me. The pea gravel just, shoots all over the place because people like to do that little fast turn at the loop, and then that just, goes everywhere. But I don't know if bigger rocks would work, but seems like it'd be better. I feel like this is kind of my own private agenda here. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're not the only one that's brought that up. And again, it's going to be a donation by Bisbee Vogue Inc. Obviously, they have a lot of interest in Higgins Park, also. So there's interest in that park. It's a really nice park, and if we can pave it, I think it would only enhance it. So.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Anything else about?
I have a comment.
Sure.
About the Bisbee RC, and then it says 1,000 steps instead of Bisbee Vogue. Did they state in the beginning they were going to put the stair climb instead of Bisbee Vogue?
I was unclear that the Bisbee 1000 logo was going to be on that.
Based on what?
Based on, I didn't know that they were going to put that on there. They didn't. They put it on there.
Well,
they did
seems like an advertisement to me.
They paid for it,
I
right?
thought we split a lot of that money.
No.
No, we didn't?
Okay.
Okay.
We only accepted it, and we only accepted it, and then we, again, as we kind of were talking about the park benches and stuff, we accepted it, and with that acceptance, we take on the maintenance of it. So once it's open, we'll maintain it at that point going forward.
Right. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Number 2. So the Bisbee Bloomers, as a Bisbee Bloomer, or Jane, maybe you'd like to talk about just a proposal for more benches in the parks?
You said it. People feel that since we have the parks and the parks are really nice, it would be really nice if people had more places to sit. Is there a budget for it? Is there a way the school could use that as a project? Just if we could see to putting benches around the town for people to sit and enjoy it rather than scurry around.
Yeah.
I think that's what the suggestion was.
I know that the school built us a nice bench that we have out here in front of City Hall. I'm sure if they want to do something like that, we can accept that donation again. I think it would be a recommendation by this committee as far as where they should be placed if they're going to be in parks. So but yeah, we can definitely look at that. Let me take a quick look at our budget really fast. I can tell you where we're at with our parks budget. This is actually pretty nice having these Zoom meetings so I can pull up my budget really quick.
So, Kaylin, you say that if you put a bench in that memorializes somebody, you say they're what? You say they're vandalized? I didn't get that.
Well,
right.
Because I've been a teacher here in Bisbee and Larry's been a principal here in Bisbee, we have some kids that are, carrying grudges still. So I
Oh,
wouldn't
sorry.
put my name on it myself,
What if
just
they put
because
in
of
a
that.
bench and they just said, we want to give you a bench without a name? That's okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I think people would do that. I mean, it's pretty nice to have the benches.
I would, if I was going to do benches, we have a line item that has landscaping materials. Then we have some non-capital equipment purchase line items. That one doesn't have as much, but our landscaping materials, if that fits what we're doing, that one has, as of the end of September, just under $6,000. So we have a
Wow.
little there. Let me see here if that's the best line item to put it.
How much is a bench?
Well, can I
I'm sure we can spend a lot
comment
of money
on that when? Sorry.
I'm thinking like those ones at Grassy Park. Those are nice benches.
Sure.
When Peter and I were just around the state parks and the campgrounds and things, there are some what look really, really simple benches. They're big, they're heavy, they don't have backs on them, but they're really nice looking. The rain would go through them because they're slatted at the top. The one thing I would be very happy to send a photograph around of
made of
the
metal?
benches. Excuse me?
Made of metal? Like
No, wood. I don't know what sort of wood. I would have thought either alder or redwood. They were really nice. The how they were fastened to the floor was there was a small concrete base underneath it with a heavy hinge on the side of the leg and the concrete. If I may, I'll send to everyone here a photograph of these benches. I would have thought that once we got the right wood, they would be beautiful and very simple and very much suitable for the school or anyone else who wanted to make them. I'm not saying that they should all be the same, but if I may just send it around so that people can see what I'm talking about. But I wouldn't have thought they were dead expensive.
So Jane,
Send it to Lorena.
And then Lorena can disperse it that way.
And
Doing a
Hey,
quick
everybody.
doing a quick Google.
Congratulations to everybody for not replying all.
Yeah, just doing a quick Google search on commercial grade, just benches, little table, but benches. We're looking at anywhere between $4 and $800.
We're looking at what?
$400 and $800 between that. Just a commercial grade park bench.
that's pretty expensive, it seems to me.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
got to have something that's,
You want it to be commercial grade. We could go with something from Walmart for $50. That'll last not long.
We,
no, that's what I found. Those are the prices that I found when I started looking just online. So should we, I'll talk to the parks workers. Carol would know, like what parks
Sure, you're more than
people
welcome.
are trying out and what people might, actually sit in a bench, like maybe more at Grassy Park because there's so many, like on the side there where all the grass is or something.
Sure.
Sure, absolutely. You're more
So-
than welcome. I will let her know that you'll be talking to her, and if you guys can come up with something, what she'll do is she'll bring it to me, and that's something you all want to kind of have a review on before we put something up. We can do that.
so
Okay.
Jane, how could you send those pictures of benches around to us? How would you do that? Through email?
Apparently, I send them to Lorena, and Lorena sends them to all of us, Bill. We're not allowed to just circulate between each other. We might be talking nefarious,
That'll be the best way.
Maybe I'll put in jail.
That's it. You're going to go, and then we're going to put the cuffs on you for talking
okay.
about.
Sorry about that.
Call you away on camera.
Okay.
Okay. All
Look at
right.
that.
I'll get back to the rumors that there was a good reception to that suggestion.
Great.
Okay. So Jesus, have you talked to Ann Carl at all about Firewise giving some money to landscape the new city hall?
The new place over in Lowell. Yes, I did meet with Teresa, and I did have a meeting with her and Al Anderson. They wanted to take a quick look at it and put together some numbers and see what they could do. Yes, we did. I think the plan was some like a cityscape in the front, and then maybe some decorative over in the back, because the back of the facility is where we're planning on having employee entrances and parking. So that's, and eventually when we get some time and some more ideas, we'd like to do a paved lot in the back and do it make it a little bit more inviting from the rear entrance. But yes, we did meet.
But there's no way that the city's ever going to be able to buy that property.
I wouldn't say that.
Right?
What the current contract does not have an option for that. But in my experience, everything is for sale for the right amount. But I don't know. They didn't include it on this contract. I'm sure with some negotiation, if that is what is wanted, is a permanent move there, I'm sure that negotiations, something could be forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At this point,
Well,
they're just not amenable to that. They, don't even want to talk about that. So.
Freeport doesn't?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, they own all the property there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, the Bloomers are interested in helping out with that project too. We were thinking a couple of nice containers and plants in them at the front door.
I think that would look great, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And we're not leaving the ones that are in front of our doors right now. We're taking those with us.
Good.
Absolutely.
So Public Works is going to move over there too?
Yes, that's my understanding that we're trying to get everyone over there so that we don't have we only have one utility bill. Is the plan. So I will tell you that we've already started. We've been assigned an area. We've already started making some rearrangements to the area so that we can fit.
So you think we should come over and dig up the plants that we planted there sometime?
Sure, if you would like. Might as well.
Yeah.
We're not leaving.
If that building's going to be abandoned again, then maybe we should think of replanting them elsewhere.
We could,
At the new center.
yeah, those places in the back, we definitely, because I don't know if there's not any place in the front to plant, but in the back, I know that it would be nice to have a nice entrance where maybe we can go back there and take a break. Right now, it's just a bunch of weeds.
Yeah. So all that weedy part is now the city can use it?
Yes, I did talk with Freeport today. All of that in the back that's fenced off is this area that we can use. The metal buildings in the back, they don't see them as very valuable for lack of better words. So we can use them. We can use the space. So it may be something that we want to look at, maybe repurposing and seeing if we can use that area. But we have that available to us. We have the basement available and the parking. I think Ms. Hanson.
Okay, great. Good.
Question.
Okay. Go ahead.
The picnic table and the bench that were made for city, are you taking that also?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, we won't leave them. We can put them somewhere.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we can utilize that with the landscaping or cityscape in the front area. I'm definitely not a landscape architect, so I don't know. I'm not that that fancy with stuff, so maybe somebody could suggest something to us.
Yeah, good. Jane?
Could I ask a question about if we are, okay, we went to Toverville Road for a short while, and now we're going to Lowell, and we pretty much know that that's going to be for a short while. We also know that you're hoping to make the weedy patch into a parking lot someday. Why are we spending money on landscaping it? Am I missing something here?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's for somebody else to answer.
Well, it would depend on how long it's going to be at those temporary locations, right?
Yeah, that's again, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, no, it was a rhetorical question, really. It was just a reminder to people that, hang on a minute.
We're going to go.
We really don't know, and it's really going to be up to the next administration that comes, or the next mayor that comes in.
Of course.
So I don't know, but we had to get out of that building. It was.
So I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on City Hall? New City Hall? Okay. Member comments? Anybody? I've certainly had my say tonight. So anybody else have just anything? Anything?
I have something.
Yes.
We're talking general comments now.
Yes.
Yes.
So Mike Page last night sent me a rendering of a kind of a kiosk type thing for City Beautiful for that one end of Vista Park. And at that one end of Vista Park, if you go there, I think I mentioned this before, there's a telephone pole and there's a sign that says, "Don't let your dogs crap on the grass," or something. And that's the view you get from what is that road there that divides City Park that goes over to Arizona Street, whatever.
Congdon Bridge.
And that's the view is you get the telephone pole and the sign that says, "Don't let your dogs crap on the grass." And he designed this thing, but since I just got it last night, and he sent it to me, a rendering, and it's quite out there. It says City Beautiful. I mean, it's really pretty cool, and I'm sure. And then it's got little pictures of how that came about on the side and stuff. And I'd like to send it to everybody. So I would, but it's through a Dropbox, and I'm not even sure what that is. But I tried to send it myself, and I couldn't do it. So I don't know how to send Dropbox items to Lorena so she could send it to everybody so we could look at it and then talk about it. So Bill,
let me work with you. We can get that, and then I'll get it to Lorena. We can distribute that.
So I would get it to you somehow?
I'll work with you. I'll give you a call tomorrow if that's okay, and we'll work on getting that and then distributed.
Yeah. Okay. It's quite. It's kind of it's much more ornate than I would have thought. But if any of you have gone by the Evergreen Cemetery and seen the Evergreen Cemetery that Michael Page put together, I don't know who paid for all that, but it's kind of along those lines. But it's really quite out there. I mean, I think people at Warren would be proud to have it, to a sign like that talks about the City Beautiful. It's I think it's pretty cool. So I'd like everybody to see it, and then all of us comment on it and maybe tone it down or whatever. But it's neat. So
okay, Bill, just make sure that we'll get that distributed through Lorena, and then make sure that in our next meeting when Lorena asks for any items, make sure you bring that up so that we can discuss that. Because right now we shouldn't discuss it. It's just your comment.
Okay. Now the other thing, just an issue, and I don't even know if it's our issue. Apparently, the county has cut down all the beautiful large trees. Those trees are 67 years old, and I don't know whether they cut them down weekend. And I thought, well, they're either cutting them down on the weekend, so hopefully nobody notices, and they were cutting them down on a Sunday. But I don't know why those were in front of not the city hall, but the whatever, the courthouse. And then the other ones, they cut them all down, and I thought those were, I used to look at those trees as I would walk down Clawson down to Tombstone Avenue, and I thought, those are gorgeous. They just framed, the courthouse, and now they cut them down. So is that the county working independently of the city, or why would they do that?
So let me just quickly
Without
say,
public discussion.
without having discussion, yes, that was the county. They're on private property. They did them without any approval from any committee, city, organization, or anything. Ensure that we would have any kind of say so. But yes, the county did that. It's my understanding that they did do it on the weekend.
Last week.
Did they say why they did that?
No.
Bark beetle. I talked to the facilities guy. They believe they're a bark beetle and that they were weakened and they were ugly. So the ones in front of the courthouse.
You weren't ugly to me.
So is that,
Exactly to me.
no, they were beautiful. They gave some shade, and now they have nothing there. It's pretty bare. It's, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was a liability that a branch was going to fall and kill somebody here.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Okay, anything else, Bill? Sarah?
Oh, but yeah, I do have something else. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So now, Jesus, I know some people fairly intimately that have been putting a mask on the Iron Man. And I've noticed that it's been removed in a short period of time. And the discussion has been that maybe Public Works doesn't like putting a mask on the Iron Man. So I just wondered if that was Public Works, because
Without having a discussion, no, Public Works doesn't put anything or remove anything from the Iron Man unless the city manager says, hey, that's kind of out of taste or something, then we would do something. But we haven't done anything like that since I've been here.
well, I know those people that do that sort of thing. It requires some effort because you have to have a ladder and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
Who would do a thing?
no, who would do it? That's another thing I would say. Who would do that? But I thought it was quite cute, in its own way. So
It might have blown away.
okay.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Sorry.
Anybody else? Jane?
I have nothing.
Marcia?
No, don't.
Sarah? Joan?
No. I was going to say something, but I decided not to.
Oh, go on. Go on.
Please.
I was just going to say, with a new mayor coming in, I'm not sure how the assignments are going to go. I'm hoping that I will stay on, and I will definitely ask to stay on the park.
Yes, I would like you to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
Also,
too.
So vote for me. No.
Okay.
we will.
Jesus, do you have anything else for us?
I only want to say that, I appreciate you all. I know that, it takes a lot of your time, your personal time to do this. And so any suggestions or comments or anything that you all have, I really do appreciate it. We don't, I don't have the time to go out and see everything. So when we get comments from you all, or you receive comments and you forward them on to us, it really does help. So I really appreciate you all.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, and we appreciate you and the Public Works keeping this city together. Whew,
We're trying.
tough.
Yeah,
Okay. So the only thing I have so far for future items for discussion are about the sign for Vista Park, and we will have had a chance to look at that. Was there anything else that we needed to move forward that we needed to have an actual vote on?
About
Again,
the
benches?
bulletin board at Safeway.
Okay, and the benches too?
Yeah.
You know, various benches and, okay. Okay, anything else?
I was driving by Vista Park 2 days ago and noticed the roses, should probably have been pruned. Who's in charge of like the gardening?
Jane, it's Jane's job. It's the bloomers. We're the ones, and I think there's some that need to be replanted. We're gonna work with Carol on that, and I don't think we need to have a parks meeting. I mean, yeah, to just put in a few new ones and to prune them. But yeah, the bloomers need to step back up. We noticed that at Grassy Park without the DOC crews. The park maintenance is just too much for 3 people on the parks staff. And so the bloomers have stepped back up. And I don't know if you noticed, Jesus, but we replanted 7 new boxwoods and 10 new plants in Grassy Park. And now we're moving over to I guess we'll call it the wildflower garden behind the museum.
Okay.
And we're gonna dig that up and put bulbs and wildflowers back in there.
Great.
And Carol said that she could help us do that. And
Yes.
she's been good about checking the irrigation when we ask, because that's been a problem for a few of the plants. But yeah, so that we're back on Grassy Park duty, and we should get back on Vista Park Rose Garden. So thank you for the reminder.
Also, Grassy Park looks terrific. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Bisbee bloomers. I mean, it really is. It's a
We
jewel
put,
for
we
downtown.
put labels. We put little labels on all the plants, and they haven't been stolen yet, and they look like
Right.
so that's a good thing. Okay. Do we know when the next meeting is?
Yeah.
March?
Look here.
February, isn't it?
April? I don't know.
Let me look here. No. Yeah, this is the last one of 2020, and so we will probably have a new schedule probably in December. And if we follow the same schedule we did last year, it'll be in February.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you'll let us know.
I'll let you know, but this was the last one that's scheduled.
What the-
So we have one scheduled,
Yeah.
but again, looking at last year's schedule, it probably will be in February.
Okay.
After the inauguration, we think.
We think.
A definite inauguration of Joe Biden.
Somebody will be president
That's
that
right.
time. We don't know who.
We do know. We do know. Okay. Anything else? Can I adjourn this meeting at 6:26?
6:26 it is.
Is there a motion?
I move so.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 6:26. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. See
Thank
you
you.
next